Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man, and channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. No Matrix. We're talking about business today, like how you can get business to take over your job and get rid of your job, and how you can have business on the side of your job, whatever you choose to do. Side hustles. That's what we're talking about in this video. So No Matrix is thinking the only way you can make money in the richest country, one of the richest countries in the world, with just a job. I'm going to give you this. I came up with this example. This is a perfect example. So over an 8-hour period, this is how I learned to view my side hustles. Over an 8-hour period, how much do I want to make on average? Because what I believe in doing is all your money from your side hustle, just save every dime of that. And if possible, put money into your side hustles or your businesses from the money that you make from your job. Or if you are straight 1099 like me, you want to have some money to be able to put up. Like, this is why where you live is important. Because where I live, you make more in dealing with business, side hustle, all that in the winter months. So it's important where you live, because the top DoorDash cities are warm climates. Even though we make money here in Milwaukee, in this area right here, more so in the winter months, it's the warm climates that are more consistent. So where you live matters into determining side hustles and business. Now, for those of you who think you can't make money from side hustle, let me just give you this example. Let's say you have 5 side hustles. Let's say this is how I look at it. And you make $54 from each side hustle, and you save it all. That's over $92,000 if you work 5 days a week. That's over $100,000 if you work 7 days a week. So don't try to say there's not money out here to be made. I heard Monk Mo Maniac say this. He was talking about business, and I gotta agree with him on this. He said that it depends on you, basically. How you shouldn't be talking about inflation and all of that. What you make depends on you. Paraphrasing what he said, and it's true. Like, there's no such thing as inflation in business. And that's kind of along the lines of what he was saying too. When you are a business, and this is why the wealthiest men are getting richer, even though we're hearing about this so-called inflation. See, if you have a set amount of money that you make, and this happened, it's like you're not going to get richer. Everything that happened, you're going to become poorer because of it. So let's get into this a little more. Let's say you want your businesses to become enough to replace your job. You got to do something. So if you go that route, then what you have to do, because it gets rough, man, I'm going to tell you, like, if you just say forget it like I did, and you don't want to work a specific job, and you just say forget it, I'm just going, well, I didn't just say, I had other stuff, like for instance, with my job, I said, okay, I'm going to wait until, I ain't going to name the company, but I'm going to wait till I get cleared with them. Then I'm going to quit. Because I knew that would be an income. Like, it's up and down, but it's still an income. So I waited till I got cleared with them, and then I quit. Like, for it to go smooth, there ain't no guarantees, but for it to go smooth, you want that business or that side hustle to be all the way up. So let's say you get into the gig economy and you say, well, man, I wouldn't mind doing this full time. Guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to keep doing it till you get good at finding where the hot spots is and which restaurants are fast, got good workers. All of that comes into play. And this is what I was explaining to somebody. Like, with the gig, it's like in Milwaukee, this is the hard part about it. If you think like me and you trying to avoid trouble, because I don't want no trouble, because I know I'm going to get mad and who knows what could happen. So I try to avoid the stronger possibilities of trouble. In Milwaukee, it's kind of predictable. But it's downtime because, like, let's say I have something over there, take care of that, get paid. I have to get out of there so I won't get those restaurants or those workers. Like, sometimes you got to judge the workers. Like, if I go in a restaurant 3 times, because I do the gig. I ain't going to tell you which ones, but I do, because I be talking about some stuff. I do the gig. And so if I go in a restaurant and it's always problems, or they slow, or they be in there playing, and it happened like 3 times, 4 times, I'm going to raise my expectation and be like, okay, this restaurant, for me to take anything from this restaurant, it has to be a certain amount, a high amount. But some restaurants I don't deal with at all. Like, I just don't. So where I be at, my hot spot, all the restaurants over here have good workers. Sometimes every blue moon the orders get messed up, but not too often. And it's a lot of opportunities to get orders out here. So, but that's not all I do. I have side hustles that I do as well. And you gotta factor in the advertising. Because if you small, you're going to have to advertise more. Just like, well, YouTube kind of is like biased, but when you doing like a small business, like just like YouTube, you have to try to keep putting out videos, hoping that somehow the algorithm works in your favor, even though it sometimes doesn't matter. I don't care. They told me that themselves when I talked to them. But you got to keep saturating your environment with your advertisement. The first way that you can figure out, what can I do as a side hustle? What are you good at? Like, what are you good at? Are you good at entertaining people? You could set up parties for people. You could if you rent out a hall and charge them. You can literally do that. Like, you can rent out a hall and then make all the food for them, set up everything for them, and let them have a party in that space that you rented. That's a possible side hustle. So let's say you rent the hall for $200. You say, okay. You tell them that I will set the whole party up for you, decorate, everything. You go by, like, you have an hourly rate in your mind. And you say, okay, I'll decorate it, set it up, everything. You don't gotta worry about paying for nothing. $350. You got the hall for 3 hours. You want me to throw in food? I'll throw in food, whatever you want. If you know how to cook, you can do it yourself. If not, you can have it, do a large order or something. And then just be there to set it up. You see, you'd be like, you want me throwing in food? Another we'll do $425, 3 hours. You don't gotta worry about nothing. All y'all gotta do is walk in the door. That's a side hustle. See, I'm giving you Then, okay, anything you like driving, man, come on, man. If you comfortable driving, dude, it's a gold mine out here. And I ain't trying to hear nothing about no robots, nothing. These robots is not going to get the job done. They're going to practically get people canceled, putting robots on the road with people. I don't trust these dudes. They already do little stuff trying to get rid of people thinking they deserve to live more than other people. Now they trying to put robots in the road. I don't trust them. I'm going to be honest with you. But that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you ain't got nothing to worry about, man. In fact, when they start trying to do that, don't buy their product. And then they'll have to go back to normal and let people keep making their money. So, as far as truck driving, as far as transport, I knew a guy like in Texas. Man, I paid him, let me see how much. So I needed to go from Gainesville, Texas to Denton, Texas. I think I paid him $60. And all it was up the freeway. It was a bit of mileage. And then when he took me, somebody else wanted him to take them an even longer ride. It was like $130. So like within an hour and a half, he made like $190. So anywhere you are, man, you can, and always remember this. This works for me on the street, but this works, period. Like when you first start your business, you wanna keep your prices low enough for the customer to think they're getting a deal and believe they're getting a deal, but also so you can raise them, and that's gonna raise your income. So if you doing rides, man, don't try to get $100. Just be like, okay, whatever the mileage per gallon is in your city, you could say, okay, well, up front, make them pay half of that. Like, so if it's $5 in your city, make them pay a $2.50 fee, and then like maybe 50 cents a mile. So if they only, think about it, they only going 4 miles. That's nothing. It seems, oh, that ain't no money, $4.50. What happens if you covered that ride in 9 minutes? 9 minutes. Then you get another one that they going 7 miles, and you just keep going from there. And if you save all the money, like, okay, I'm going to save all the money. Let's say you got a job, or let's say you do something else. You already should fill up your tank, because trust me, when you don't fill up that tank, it kind of mess up the day if you're not careful. So fill up the tank, and then, you just keep doing it. I guarantee you, when the day is over, you'll have a pocket full of money. Be careful with lowlifes that don't want to work, that, they just want quick fixes. Try to stay away from them. But, you got, like here, we got the Brewers. We got the Potawatomi Casino. It's places people be going. If you keep putting your advertisements out, you just might get one to a person who that week has a plan to go to the baseball game or to the casino. If you hear. But people got stuff going everywhere. So then, that's what you want to do. Now, if you are 1099, like you just don't want to work for nobody, you tired of these toxic people, so on and so forth, then take it from me, man. You gotta budget, because if you don't budget, stuff gonna get out of hand, and then it's gonna be hard to catch up because you don't have the paycheck. You see what I'm saying? So you have to go a little harder. Like you have to, this ain't for people with no energy that's lazy. Being a business owner is not for lazy people. That's why, look at Bezos, look at these guys. Like, even though they got like little ties and connections and stuff, when you look at how they move, they're not lazy people. And we talked about that yesterday. So you are 1099 is important. Budget is important. It's important. It's not, you sometimes gonna have to bend too. Like I just gave you the example with the rides, because you bending is gonna help you in the long run. Like your goal when you first get into business is you gotta get it coming in. You gotta get it coming in. Like people, y'all try to obey all the rules of the government. You know how to cook. You know how to cook. You know how you have to store the food, all that. Ghost kitchens. Ghost kitchens. Like who know, when they ask you, just be like, well, because of COVID and because of safety risks due to crime and stuff like that, we don't disclose our location. But we will deliver it to you. Easy, huh? Oh, that's dishonest. Okay, God said you couldn't have a ghost kitchen? Did God say you couldn't have a ghost kitchen? You are a prime cook. And you won't open a ghost kitchen? Come on, man. Hey, that's you. That's you. Like, you can make it a ghost kitchen until you get the resources to make it a visible kitchen. But don't start trying to go on DoorDash and all that, because you know how them people be. Just do your ghost kitchen and deliver your stuff yourself. Set your prices. And this is an easy thing about business. Like with business, you can figure out, okay, this is how much I want to make. You can't do that with a job. Only way you could do that with a job is if you're going from one job to another. If you're going to quit this job, you can be like, okay, well, I make $20 an hour. I want to make $25 an hour. Then you go on Indeed and all that and look for. That's the only way. You can't go to your job and tell them, I want to make $25 an hour. Most people can't do that. If you're making 20, you can't say, hey, I want to make $25 an hour. They like, you going to make what we say you can make. And this how you know it's money. You settling for $20 an hour. You can make a plate where you say, look, you got to pay $20 for this. It might only cost you like $8 to make. So you say, well, that's only 12. Okay. But if you make 2 of them, there your 24 right there. You almost to that 25 that you want. So if you make some type of dish, let's say you got a ghost kitchen, you make some type of dish that costs you $8 to make, but you charge 20. And you make 2 of them an hour, you done made $24 in profit. Because it only costs you $8 to make it. So you done made 24 in profit. So you make 2 of those an hour. Now you can go back to the store the next day and get some, and just keep going like that. I'm telling you, it's going to add up. So if you make, let's say you make $12 in profit from something that, let's say you charge $20 for something that only costs you $8 to make. And you sell 10 of them within a 4-hour period. You done made $120 in 4 hours. Are you gonna make that from your job? No, you're not. So you need to, business ain't for everybody, but it's for some people. Like let's say you a cook in McDonald's, but you know how to cook everything. Where your ghost kitchen at? You in there arguing with them. You're like, okay, well, I'm tired of going back and forth with them. I'm finna get my money up, get Ghost Kitchen. And when you get them large tax refunds, you know you don't like your job. Why won't you take half of that tax refund and get something off the ground? Like get your Ghost Kitchen off the ground, or get your car in order, or get a better car so you can do right, or all this stuff. Why would you just settle for a job you don't even like and don't do nothing else? Don't do that. So you straight 1099, you're gonna have to bend a little bit. Like you ain't gonna be able to obey every little rule that they got in place to stop you. So you're gonna have to like do stuff like Ghost Kitchens, do stuff like transport business. You a janitor, man? Come on, man. Are you serious? People think janitors is bums. Man, you can make more as a janitor than practically anybody out here. You could do it yourself. You can go through these. I ain't gonna give them no pub, but it's places that they will literally find. You just pay. They take the fee out, and they will find you all the contracts. I used to work with a girl. She had like 30 contracts with me because she was all messed up in the head. She wasn't really getting nowhere. But if she like God, she could have really had a lot of money, man. She had like 30 cleaning contracts. So, oh, well, you can't find good help. Okay, well, that's the next thing. If you got a business and you need help, you gonna have to sacrifice some of that profit. Because for you to find good help, you gonna have to pay, man. Good help costs. You trying to pay somebody $7 and think you're gonna get them to do $40 an hour worth of work. You get what you pay for. So if you a janitor and you ain't making enough, why not do it on the side? Or let's say you a janitor that can cook really well. Let's say you a female or even a guy that can cook really well. Like a lot of guys can cook better than female. Like I know I can cook better than a lot of these women. And that's gonna be my next channel. Like that's gonna be one of my next channels. Like I'm gonna have a cooking. Like y'all see in the days to come. So why would you, and this goes back to what I said, something that I heard Anton Daniel say that I agree with. Why would you work 40 hours a week and you broke? Some of y'all just want to clap cheeks too bad. You need to figure out what is your real issue where you just are addicted to sex. You got to have sex every day, but yet you ain't got no money. And when you one of those type of dudes, women got an advantage over you out the rip. Because all they got to do is have a little grip to their little stuff. And you going to be, hey, what are you, can I come over there? I'm blue pill. This video is getting kind of long for your attention spans. So I guess I'm going to stop it. But just think about some of the things I said. When you have a job, you don't like your job, but you don't want to leave your job because you're not one of those guys that can handle stress like that. You're not built like me and like some people. You keep your job, play it safe, keep your job, and just gradually do those things based on your talents and based on your market. It's going to bring you some money on the side. Save all of that money. Act like you didn't have it. You making $50,000 a year. You want to be able to get that money from your side hustles up to 50 grand. Or even, let's say you did it for 3 years. Let's say you did all the side stuff for 3 years. You want to get it up to the point where now you have that cushion. Cause like some businesses, it take them like 3 years to take off. Some businesses right away, which I'm gonna make a video about that, like businesses that can take off right away. And I'm gonna show you the way to make it take off right away. Cause I know See, do not be listening to people that's always trying to take you in a different route. See, now, I should have did what I'm finna do right now. I should have did it like 3 years ago. But see, now it's going to be a little, it's going to take more effort now, but it's still going to work out. So we're going to have a lot of like videos on business in the days to come, like how you can do this. And remember, you got to bend the rules sometimes. You can't, you broke. They not paying your bills. The government ain't paying your bills. Your coworkers ain't paying them bills. All these people that yap, they not paying your bills. So you gotta bend the rules a little bit. Like I know a guy that's bending the rules. Imagine if they wasn't, man. They wouldn't have that little cushion on the side. So thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. More videos. I'm about to get started right now with my 1099 work. It's 7:13. I'm trying to stop by 4, but I got a goal that I want to make. Got a goal that I want to make. And remember, don't worry about what you're going to lose either. Because business is about what you can gain, not what you're going to lose. So if you working a job, but you more entrepreneur, get you a little cushion saved up. You get a large tax refund next year. Do not go to Walmart buying all these TVs, stuff like that. Enjoy some of it, but take some of it and say, okay, I'm finna get ahead in my rent. That's really what I should have did with my taxes. I didn't. I should have just paid, just threw it all at something. Threw it all at my bills, because that'll give you that cushion that you need to be able to, just focus on what you need to do. So just kind of, saving is key. Save that money, man. Let's say your rent is $1,300. Just save for like 6 months and then knock a month out, knock 2 months out. All of this stuff, I know because it's stuff that I've been thinking about that I could have did 20 years ago. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in.